and gentlemen, ready? I will call the meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge. The flag's
Okay.
behind you.
Martha. It was a quiz.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On behalf of the board, I recommend.
That's a good thought.
Oh, good thought. It just went past. Anyway, I welcome all of our viewers this evening to our meeting, which is what I meant to say. Correspondence. Dash your yellow sheets. To your right, if you have anything you would like.
Don't stop sticking on the wall.
I don't believe we have anybody here for public comment. I don't see anybody. Unless Mr. Turos has any public comment to make.
Nice tie, Bob.
Okay, so at 7:10, we're meeting with CPC Planning Administrator. Chapter 43 is
Heidi is going to be here, yes.
Cable license renewal status. Phil, you want to?
Sure, we can do that. Yeah.
Are we waiting?
You put notes out here. What the Comcast license expires on January 4th, 2008, it happens that their Form 100, we have to act within 120 days. The 120 days is 120 days is also up the same day, July 4th. They filed it, so it would be our decision would have to be prior to that.
Prior to what, Phil?
Prior to the expiration of their license,
Which is?
January 4th.
Oh, okay.
January 4th is the expiration of license, their license, and the Form 100 needs to be answered by January 4th. So what the plan is right now is that, and really the selectmen have to say yay or nay. The only thing before the selectmen will be, even though there's negotiations ongoing, all right, and there are other negotiated numbers, we really would say yay or nay to the Form 100 numbers, which are much lower than where we are now. So the plan right now is on December 17th. Actually, next week, we've got to post a public notice of a public hearing, okay? And we've got to give 2 weeks' notice. It's going to have at least 14 days before the meeting. So and it's going to be posted in the paper within 14 days. So that means we can't really post it to the 3rd. We have to post it to the 17th.
All right, so we should
talked
make
to
a
town
motion
council. Yep.
to hold that hearing.
Yes. Yep. And what happens, you want to do that first, or you want to go through what?
No, go ahead, finish.
So what happens is on the 17th, we will, as I say, notify everyone that we're holding a public hearing. We'll notify Comcast that we're holding a public hearing. They'll attend. The advisory committee will make a recommendation to the board. All right, Comcast will probably make a presentation, will certainly make a presentation. And the pitch will be made to the board on both sides. As I say, the first public notice will be made for a week from this transcript, the next transcript. The selectmen will vote on the recommendation. As it stands now, the Cable Access Committee, it stands now, Comcast and the Cable Access Committee do not have agreement, not reached agreement as of now. Today,
Using Oracle 6 on the camera system. The state system is now up to Oracle 8 and 9. We're the only town within CSE's state camera system that's still using Oracle 6. The system's slowing down as pictures and data are being added to the camera system, which we are storing 7 years of information now. We also have all the photographs of the 2006 sales in the system. Crucial is the company we had hired for the new personal property system came in on the scheduled meeting for training and installation. The company was asked to hold off on installing the system until we get a new server for camera and personal property. My budget cuts. The Board of Assessors received a proposal from the personal property company who would do all the listings of the new and old accounts for 2009. This would generate between $8 to $10 return on the investment. My first budget request was for a full-time assistant who would help with permits, personal property, etc. If I could not get a full-time, I asked for part-time. If I could not get any of the above, I asked for $5,500 in my budget for RRC, the personal property company, to do the work. The amount of return and the professionalism that RRC did on personal property shows on the spreadsheet before you. The spreadsheet regarding 4 years of personal property. And then behind that page is their proposal, what kind of work they'll be doing. The second budget cut is the abutters tool. The abutters tool was purchased on IT capital items. It was actually in the IT capital items last year and was never purchased. The previous system is now 2 years old. This item was for $6,800. We're now using ArcView GIS 3.3. The new one is up to 9.1. The total that I'm asking is $12,320 to be put back in my budget. I'd like to point out, and thank you to all the chairmen for your thank yous, that aggregate trucking will now be generating more than what I had originally had said, around $9,900. It will be between $10,000 and $14,000 a year.
Great.
If you'd like to speak with my chairperson, please feel free to do so. I am asking you tonight to reinstate these two items back into my budget. For as the old saying goes, you don't take from the hand that feeds you.
I'll start with this. There was a $6,800 item, which was for some software. It was put in the IT budget but never purchased.
Last year,
Was it because it was removed from the budget, or because we just haven't got around to purchasing it? Greg, do you know?
I don't know. I don't know that level of detail.
You don't know either? Can you get an answer to that question?
Yeah, I would. Like I said, if I had known beforehand, I would have had an answer.
Well, maybe Gene's gonna be.
Is it, it's in the budget now, is it the current budget,
it
65?
was, but it was cut.
or was cut?
Those are the two items that were cut.
I'm confused.
This year's budget, it was cut out of this year's budget, so I'm
But
at
it was already budgeted for, but not purchased.
last year's budget,
Last year being,
2008.
We're in
we're in the 2008 budget. That's not
They were
correct.
purchased.
But it's in, the money was put in,
I don't know what happened to it. It wasn't in mine, it was in IT.
but you're not talking about fiscal 2007, you're talking about fiscal 2008.
Yes.
And the cut you're referring to is what
2009's budget.
Greg may have taken out of the 2009 budget. And the first item, which seemed to be significant, was a server.
The server needs, we need a new server.
And do we have a price for that?
That's through IT.
Isn't he looking into that? Isn't that something that it's,
He was gonna purchase it for this week, and, it hasn't, I checked with him this morning, it has not been.
so he's in the process of purchasing it? It's not that you're not gonna get it, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
that's
I think we need to be clear as to, we're trying to understand here. I was under the understanding that the money was removed from the budget.
I don't think there was
Maybe it was
money in this
removed
budget for
because-
server at all.
Money was not in here for the server. What I'm asking for is the 5520 be put back in for
it's coming.
Right.
Okay, mine came today, so maybe that's why yours was delayed.
I mean, we're gonna install personal property onto the system,
Right.
but I still need them to help do personal property data collection. That's the 5520.
Okay. And the return on that is estimated to be?
Around $8 to $10 for each new account that they, for a return of investment. I figured around $55,000.
55,000.
And you can see that on the spreadsheet, 2005 was a revaluation year. The biggest jump went from 1.2 million. This year, it's $6.2 million. It was a 580% increase from last year. That's the first line.
How does one go about determining personal property is?
Personal property for the first line of 501 is desks, chairs, telephones,
It would be
computers,
for either a second residence or a business, right?
business, right?
And so we have not been able to build businesses because we haven't been able to go through, do a proper assessment of this, is that what?
Right, yeah. I've been focusing on real estate and training and commercial.
Do we collect any personal property at this point?
Well, this year we did, we also collect on all the DOR utilities, past 4 years.
I remember a few years back, I ran a small business in town, and we did get some sort of a personal property tax bill from the town. I never knew how they arrived at it.
Well, I got one for the cottage in Essex, right? The assessor sends this note and says, list everything that's in the place, you know, not knowing what to do or how long to do it, or it says, otherwise, if you don't turn the form in, we're gonna assess 10% of the value of the building or something.
Right.
Think about it, and just throw the paper away, you know?
We
So-
send out a form of list to all the accounts every year, and they return them and fill them out, saying what they have there, what they purchased it for.
Okay, so we are doing.
Oh, yeah, we're doing it. Yeah.
So then, why do we need this company to?
They go out and they look at all the new accounts, which we get from the clerk of courts, and also they.
They actually
look-
pay a visit and